So let's talk about providing a good quality service. A haircut is one thing, what you deliver is one thing. How you deliver it plays a huge role whether a client's going to come back or not. So when we're talking about delivering a haircut, some of the things that I've noticed in my personal career, and I was able to notice that when I got haircuts from different people, is number one mistake that almost all barbers make is, especially in the beginning, is pressing hard on the client's head, and that's a huge mistake. Whenever you're trying to fade, whenever a fade is not working out, you kind of have the tendency to dig in. It's almost like you're trying to get that clipper lower to make that line disappear. Um, it sucks. It hurts. And your client, especially if it's your boy, he can put up with it for a certain amount of time. But you better hope and pray he don't sit in another barber's chair and that barber actually has a soft hand, because you will lose your client. And I've seen that happen. So biggest thing is when you're cutting hair is always pay attention. My clippers, do I have a light hand or do I have a heavy hand? I try to be as finesse as possible. We have a guy in our shop, One Easy. We call him the Silent Money. I got a haircut by him once, and I was just blown away when he was moving his clippers across my head, and it felt more like a massage. It almost like I felt no pressure. It's probably the most finesse haircut I've gotten in a while. And that's when I stopped, and I said to myself, how are you cutting hair? And from that moment on, that's all I practice. When I cut hair, I try to be as soft as possible, as finesse as possible. Remember, a client is coming in not to be under stress, pressure, and pain. He wants to relax. If you can give him that, if you can give him that moment of peace, moment of relaxation, you will have a client for life, and he will never trade you for anything. So, if there's an upcoming barber, maybe a barber who's been in the game, ask yourself, how am I cutting? Am I digging into their skull? Am I making them bleed? Or am I trying to be as finesse as possible? Am I providing proper and pleasant experience? Another thing that I've noticed is a lot of times, especially more in the hip hop culture, African American culture, I would say more urban culture, we are so concerned about our crisp lines. We want our lineups, we want everything. When biggest thing about crisp lines is when you're doing it, make sure your tools are not too sharp and they're not irritating people's skin. Do some research, especially when it comes to razors, on how you can make it more of a pleasing experience. I've had an experience where I got a lineup and probably same day, my whole face was red. I had red lines all over where the lines were and in the back. And it was bad. And that could be caused by multiple things. Dirty clippers could be one of them. So with contact, it made it bump up. Another thing could be too sharp. Skin is too sensitive. And by applying alcohol, you're not doing much but burning the skin. So these are all important factors, because for me, honestly, when that happened, I said to myself, if that's the price I gotta pay for crispy, I'm cool. I don't need crispy. So what you wanna do is you wanna do the research. You wanna use the right products. You wanna know what brings irritation down. You wanna make sure your tools are always clean. So when you do deliver that crispiness, the client's face is not burning. Their skin is not itching. Their neck is not irritated. They look in the mirror and they say, man, I look clean, and whoa, my skin feels fresh, and it's not under pain and irritation. So that's a huge thing for me, and I put so much effort into it. And for the most part, most of my clients walk away, and that's the first thing they say, dude, we love it. So, biggest thing is if you can get some pre-shave lotion, use that. Soften up the skin, soften up those follicles. Hot towels is one of the best ways to prepare your skin for a shave. So if you're not using a hot towel for a shave, I mean, honestly, you should be. On top of that, what are you using after the shave? You know, some people like the burn and it's cool. Give it to them. But a lot of people don't want the burn, especially if you've created a relaxing session with a hot towel. So what I use is I use non-alcoholic aftershave. It smells good, it feels good, it cools off your skin. The pre-shave lotion, same thing, feels good, smells good. And most of the time, the client is super, super excited. So if you can deliver an experience that is both relaxing, pleasing, you will have a customer for life. So when you're looking at your haircutting game, ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? The things that you're doing right, continue to excel in them. There's never a point where you can get past that. The things that you're doing wrong, if listening to this video, if you're like, oh, I do that, or oh, I don't do that, I would highly recommend change your game up, and you will be astonished at how quickly the results come. I've learned that from the barbers that work around me, from talking to other people, watching other YouTube videos, and of course, my golden rule is sharing is caring. So that's why I want to share this info with you. But once again, don't just sit on your behind and do nothing. You know how to make more money. Now go out there.